Today, we'll discuss about web table. Right click, web table dot spec dot ts. Okay. So go to this package.json. Web table. Web Playwright. Okay. Right. See, in this application, there are some different tables are there, but this has more number of features. It's not only table, and inside that table, it contains some checkboxes, and here the data is showing in different tables and different pages. So we'll call it as page initial. Okay, so how to handle this page initial? So it has more number of features. So we'll work on this. We'll work on this table. Okay, right. So first, what I need to do is you need to identify this table. You need to identify this table. Okay, so first what we will do is table, web table. See, as part of the web table, it contains table is the tag name. Table is the tag name. That means web table is identifying with table. Inside the web table, it contains rows. It contains rows, right? So each and every row is representing with tag name called tr. Tr means table row. Inside the rows, inside the table, column headers. Columns are identifying with th. Th. Columns are identifying with th. Columns are identifying with th. Next, cells. Cells are identifying with td. Okay. If you take table, the table is identifying with a tag name called table. Inside the table, rows are representing with the tr. Inside the table, all column headers are representing with the th. Inside the table, all cell values are representing with the td. Okay. Now, if you see this table, right click, inspect. Now see, this is table. This is table. Right now, it contains only ID attribute. Okay. So I can identify with this ID attribute. Okay, so I can identify this table with this ID attribute. Okay, so I think since it contains ID, so I'm taking this ID value. So I'm identifying the table with this CSS, with this CSS. Okay, right. So inside the table, okay, so first, what is my scenario is identify rows and columns. Identify rows and columns. So first step is you are identifying table. You are identifying table. First step. So you have this CSS selected. So you can identify with this CSS. Inside the table, what will you do? Identify rows. Already you found a table, right? So you are going to identify with table dot, again you are going to write like this, locator, and then here each and every row is representing tr, right? So here I am going to use tr dot all. This is a statement you are going to write. This is a statement you are going to write. First you are identifying table. Inside the table you are identifying rows. Okay, so table dot located tr. Tr means table. Dot all, what it will do? It returns array of locators. I'm going to store it in a variable called rows. These rows are array of locators. Okay, right. Then the third one, identify columns. Identify columns. So each and every columns are representing with the th. See, this is the application. This is one column, one column, one column, one column. So totally four columns are there. If you see this information, under table, there is one tag called T-head and T-body. See, under T-head section, again, this complete row is representing column headers. See, that's why it is a specifying with the TR. That's why it is a specifying with TR. TR, TH. See, this is one TH, one TH, one TH. Totally four. All the columns is representing as one row, right? Okay, this is T head and see T body. See, while identifying rows, you have given TR, that is fine. But what I want, I need the data inside the body. I don't require this column header because the column header is also representing under one TR. Okay, I don't require this part. I don't require. So what I want, I require only under the body section because it contains 5 records under. Okay. So except the above record, that means the column header record, I need the body section records. So for to make it clear, you can do here also. You can do T body here. You can make it like this. That means it is going to fetch only the body records only. Okay. So similarly, for column, what is this? TH. So here I am getting columns. That's it. After that, if you want to print the column names, you can print it in the for loop, or you can use directly all text content method. Anything is fine. Okay. So let us see. Right. Now see here, I'm opening the application. I'm identifying the web table. So here inside the table, I am identifying rows. Say T body tr all. It returns array of located, array of located. And here I am getting the number of rows are rows dot length. Similarly for columns also the same thing. Here I am using th. Okay. So the next is I am getting each and every column name using for of loop. Using for of loop, I am getting it one by one. Okay. Let column of columns await column dot text content. Okay. Right. This is one way. And without writing for loop in the single statement, you can write by using all text contents. Okay. npm run webdriver. Okay. So the number of rows are 5. The number of columns are 4. See ID, name, price, select. These are all the column names. Using for of loop, I am retrieving it. This is with all text content, I am getting it. Okay. See, I have given the program. Just try to execute. In the chart, I have given. Okay. So any doubts? Okay. So the next scenario is scenario number 2 is read data from the table. Okay. You can read the data from the table. One is row wise, and the second thing is cell by cell. Actually, while working on the projects, you are going to follow cell by cell approach. You are going to follow cell by cell approach. But you can also read the data in the row wise. Okay. So read data row wise. How to read the data row wise? See, this entire row is a single string. This entire row is a single string. You can read as a single string and one smartphone 10.99 like this. So you are getting the entire row as a single string and you can get it. Okay. So how to read the data like row wise? You already found the number of rows. Already found the number of rows. Okay. So here, these rows are array of locators. These rows are array of locators, right? So once you have this array of locators, you can read one by one by using text content for row of rows. Row of rows. Okay. So here I am creating a variable called row of rows. So here you can mention row dot text content. That's it. Already you get array of locators. And using this for of loop, I am getting one by one. That's it. So directly you can print console.log. You can write. See, actually inside the for loop, I have only one statement, that is console statement. So you can make this brackets also optional. You can make this brackets also optional because I have only one statement, right? Okay. Okay. For the practice point of view, if you want, you can use this. What is it? Curly braces under. You can keep curly braces, but normally in the body section, I have only one statement. So you can use this. Without writing curly braces also you can do it. Okay, right. This is normally with for loop. Without for loop, how would you write? Table dot locator. Directly you can use all text content. Or you can use all text content or all inner text. Anything is fine. Okay, so you can write this console.log. You can also write it. Okay. Already you know rows. Using for of loop, I am getting one by one as a single text. So using text content, because all text content it returns array of strings. So each and everything is treated as one string. This is one string, one string, one string. So it is printing. Now see, this is one smartphone 10.9. So this is completely it is printing as one string. Similarly, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. And the above is like row by row. So this is with Faraf, this is with all text contents. See, I have given the program. Let me know, guys, once it is done. So the next scenario is read data like cell by cell. Read data cell by cell. Already you found number of rows. Already you found number of rows. Okay, this one. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I want to read the data cell by cell. Cell means what? It is a combination of row and column. See, this is one cell, this is one cell, this is one cell. So like this, it contains a number of cells. Okay, the first row, first column. First row, second column. First row, third column. Like this. Okay. Now, what I want is I'm using for of loop, for of row of rows. I'm going to read row wise. Okay. So here on each row, it contains cells. On each row, it contains cells. So now what will you do? Await row dot locator. On each row, it contains cells. TD dot row dot locator dot all. Await row dot locator TD all. Okay. So let cells. Await row dot locator TD dot off. These are all the cells, right? Okay. So here I'm reading one by one row. On each row, I am retrieving cells. Again, I have stored in another variable called cells. These cells are array of locators. Okay. Now here I am going to read using another for loop. Let cell of cells. That's it. Await cell of cell dot text content. Await cell dot text content. Okay. So here I am storing in a variable like this, cell value. You can print it. Console.log cell value. Okay. So while printing it, just use space. But with this approach, how it is printing console.log. Okay. So how it is printing? It is printing like first it is printing 1. The second thing is it is printing smartphone. It is printing 10.9. So like this is one row. This is one row. So similarly, second, laptop, and then, so like this, it is going to print because this is console.log I have used. For printing point of view, it is printing. But after printing, the cursor will come to the next line. The cursor will come to the next line. The console.log, what it will do is after printing, the cursor will come to the next line. So that's how it is printing. But now what I want is, I want output like this. One, I need space. And after that, I need like this. So I want to print the data in the form of row wise. This completely row wise. So now what I'll do is, okay, so here I'll create one variable like this. Let row data. I'm creating a variable called row data. This row data is of what type? String array type. So to represent the type, this is a variable, and this type to represent it, you have to use colon. So here it is string array. This is string array. Okay. So initially it is empty. Initially it is empty. That means I'm creating empty string. I'm creating empty array of type string type. That means right now nothing is there in this array. Okay. So now I want to push each and every cell value to this array. So what I'm going to do is, instead of console.log, you can write like this. Row data. Row data is my array name. Dot. There is a method called push method. There is a method called push. Inside this push method, you can send this cell value. That's it. So what it will do? First, it is printing 1. After printing 1, so here just use some space, some gap. Okay. So after pushing 1, it is giving this much space. This much space. After space, again it is going to push one more value. That smartphone is going to add here. This smartphone will be added after this space. After the space, again it is going to push like this. Okay. So like this, it is going to print the data in the single row. Okay. So now here you are pushing this. That's it. Because what is the use of this push method? Push method, which is pushing the element to the at the end of the array. That means every element is pushing at the end of the array. Initially, first it is pushing 1, the next is a smartphone, the next is 10.99. So like this, it is pushing in the single row. Similarly to laptop, like this. Like this, it is. Okay. So let us execute the program. So printing the data like cell by cell. Get data cell by cell. Okay. So I'm trying to execute only this test case. See here, you are identifying the table, you are identifying the rows. So cell by cell. Let row of rows. Let row of rows. See here on each row, the cell values are there. Located td.all. I'm getting in the cells. This is row data. I have taken one variable of type array string. Okay, so initially it is empty. I'm getting the each cell value. After getting the cell value, again I have used some space, and then I'm printing it. I'm pushing it first, and then I'm printing it. That's it. If you don't follow this, what happened? Every cell value it is printing like line by line. See, you are going to learn this method like push method. There are different kind of methods are there in the array concept. So that you are going to see in the TypeScript program. But right now we are utilizing this push method to push to the at the end of the array. Now see, if you see this description, what is the use of this push method? It appends new element to the at the end of an array. It appends new element to the at the end of an array and returns the new length of the array. So every time it is pushing the element at the end. Okay. So once it is pushed all the elements to the array, I am printing it. That's it. Now see, it's printing like this. So why you are seeing this gap? Because of this. Because of this, you are seeing this gap. Because after getting the text content, I'm using the space. You are printing it. That's it. So here you are printing the data cell by cell. You are printing like cell by cell. Actually, while working on the projects, people are following this approach because based on the cell value only, you are trying to perform different kind of actions, like different type of validations you will do it. Okay, that's why we will follow this approach. Okay, so now here, this is about cell by cell. Actually, you are writing this, you are writing another for loop to get data like cell by cell under, right? So without using this another for loop, directly you can write it in the, what is that? Using all inner text content or text contents. Directly you can use it. So here itself you can write row dot located td dot all text contents. That is also you can do. Okay. Giving the prompt. See, you can also write another way, like using all text content. Copy, I'm writing cell by cell using all text contents. So copy. Okay. So first, this is common. Identifying the table, identifying the rows, this is common. Okay. So now what I'll do is here I'm using, you can use all text content or all inner text. Anything is fine. Okay. So here directly I am printing it. That's it. All inner texts. Okay. I'm printing it. With one simple statement, everything is done. Now see, it is printing everything. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So yesterday we have seen some of the scenarios on web table. Okay. Right. So here, like we found number of rows and columns and how to retrieve the data row wise, how to retrieve the data like cell by cell. So these scenarios we have seen. Now what is my scenario is I want to select this checkbox based on this product name. Based on this product name. See, normally what will you do? If I want to select a product, okay. So first you are identifying table. Inside the table, see here you are identifying the product name. you are identifying the product name. Whatever the product name you are giving, based on that product name, if it is matching, you are going to select the corresponding checkbox. That is what you are doing it. Okay. If it is one product, okay, you can do that. But I wanted to select different kind of products. The activity which I need to keep on repeating with the different products. Then in that case, for each and every product, if you are trying to do that, the same type of code is repeating in all the product names. And you are going to select for each and every product based on the product name. That means the same code you are repeating on number of times. So to avoid such kind of situation, what we are going to do, we will be writing one generic method. We will be implementing one generic function. That function is implementing selecting a product. That function implementing for selecting the product. To select the product, to select the product, to select the product, we are sending as the input. We are sending as the input. Which one? Which one you are sending? Product name as the input. Okay. So, okay. So we are trying to implement one function. Okay. So I have this code. Let me explain step by step. See, first you are trying to open the application. Now here I am implementing, or I have implemented one function called select product. I have implemented a function called select product. This select product you are sending as the product name. So based on this product name, I need to select the corresponding checkbox. Okay, so this is my product name. Sorry, this is my function name. So whenever it is trying to execute, this is the function it is looking for. Okay, where this guy is implementing this select product. So now the cursor will come to this line. The cursor will come to this line. The cursor will come to this line. Now inside, it is looking for the implementation of this select product. Inside, it is looking for the implementation of this product, select product. Okay, so this is the product name. This product name, normally it would be in the string format. See, here we are providing the tablet or smartwatch or laptop, all those things and all we are providing in the form of string format. Okay, right. Now see how you are going to select it. I told you there is something like page.locator, and see, this is the row. See, first you are identifying the row. See, you need to identify the row based on the first product name. Because you are giving the product name, based on this product name, you are going to identify the row. You are identifying the row. Okay, right. So here, how would you identify? Let's say, right click, inspect. See, this is a tier, T body, and a table. So based on this, product table, product table, product table, and then T body, and then TN. That's it. Okay. So with this combination, first I'm identifying the rows. I'm identifying the rows. Dollar, dollar. Excellent. So it is identifying all 5 rows. Okay. So this is row. But what I want, I need to identify the row based on the product name. Okay. So with this CSS selector, I am getting 5 elements. That means 5 rows. So in that 5 rows, I need to select one row based on the product name. So now what I want is, with this combination, I am getting all 5 rows. In that 5 row, I need to filter out based on the product name. So now what I'm going to do, see, page.locator, page.locator. With this combination, 5 rows, inside the 5 rows, I need to filter out based on the product name. So now here I am trying to use a filter method. So because it is going to return 5 elements, in that 5 elements, I am trying to identify one element based on the product name. So for that, I am trying to use filter method. Filter method. Inside the filter method, there is something like has text is equal to product name. Has text is equal to product. Has text is equal to, because this product name I am sending, right? So I am filtering the row based on this product name. So here you are getting match. Okay. So what is this filter method? Again, it is going to return locate. So first, with this combination, you are getting 5 elements. In that 5 elements, you are filtering based on this product name. So you are getting one matched row. Wherever the product name is matching, it is giving that particular row. Okay. Once you get this matched row, inside this matched row, again, you are going to identify the checkbox. See, you are getting this row. Inside this row, I need to select this checkbox. So matched row dot locator of this checkbox. So obviously it is input type is equal to checkbox. The same thing I have used it. Locator input type is equal to checkbox. Since it is input, since it is a checkbox, you can use either click method or check method. Anything is fine. Okay. So this is the method I have implemented. So once you implement this function, you can reuse this function wherever and whenever. So once you have this code, you can call it number of times. You can call it 10 times, at 100 times, or 1 lakh times with the different products. No matter. Okay. So that's why we have implemented one generic function. Using that generic function, we are going to use this, or we are selecting the checkbox based on the product name. Okay.
So right click, copy. Okay. So test dot only. npm run web dev. Let us do one thing. I think you are getting. Achha, the page is not implemented. Okay. Execution is very fast. Let us do one thing. Await page dot wait for timeout. Here you can mention 3 seconds. So I'm just writing 3 seconds to see the output clearly. Now see, it's selecting tablet, it's selecting smartwatch, it's selecting laptop. So like this, you can select the product. Actually, this type of scenarios, they'll try to ask you to implement in the interview point of view. So that time you have to implement this way. So any doubts?
Yeah, like why we are using page, colon page,
Right.
and product name.
Now see
Why
here,
we need.
the thing is, see, normally you are calling this function. Yes or no?
Yes.
You have implemented this function. You have implemented this function. And if you want to execute this function, you should call the function. That is a fundamental concept. See, this is the go-to method. This go-to method is implemented by Playwright guys. If I want to execute this function, then what you are doing? You are calling like page.goto. Like this, you are calling. Whenever you are calling the function, that time this method is executing. Okay, otherwise, simply it is just a function. You have implemented. So if you want to implement after implementation, if you want to utilize it, then what you need to do? You need to call the function. You need to call the function. Similarly, you have implemented this function. If you want to utilize it, you should call the function. Okay. So now here, as part of the function, you are giving tablet is the product name, smartwatch is one product name, laptop is one product name. These are all the different kind of product names you are providing. Okay, good. Based on your requirement. So now here, this is select product. you are providing the product name as the input. But now inside the implementation, you are writing like page.locator, all those things and all you are writing it. But where is this page? This page you have implemented under this test function. So the scope of this page is up to this method only, up to this test case method only. But now here you are writing this page dot locator. But where is this page? Where is this page? You don't have the page variable. So now what you are doing at the time of implementation, you have created one variable called page variable. This page variable is of what type? This page variable is of what type? This page type. This page type which is provided by Playwright guys. There is a special data type which is provided by Playwright guys, that is page. So this is page data type. This page data type which is provided by Playwright guys. Now, so whenever you are calling this page is going to copy this page variable. Now you have a page variable to this function. Okay, see here you are giving tablet. This tablet is going to copy to this product name. So at the time of implementing the function, whenever you are providing the parameter, for the parameter you should specify what kind of data type it is. Product name, okay, it is a string type. Similarly for the page, what type? There is a special data type called page under. If you don't have this page variable, now see, you cannot use this page. You cannot write like page.locator. Of course, this page, you are getting it from the called function. Which one? This is calling, and where you are calling? Under this test function. So under called function, you have this page. This page is going to copy it to this page. So then you have this page. Otherwise, you cannot use this page.locator. See, if I want to use this page.locator, see here you are providing this page fixture. That's why I'm able to use this. But what about this function? No, right? So how do you get this page? So here you are providing parameter name as page. This page is of what type? Page variable type, which is provided by Playwright case. Okay, so that's why you have to specify this page under. Otherwise, I cannot use this blindly. If you write page.locator, it will immediately tell you what is this? Cannot find name page under. That means it is not able to find page. See, even if I write page also, see parameter page implicitly has any type, or so it is asking what type it is. You should specify it. Now it is perfect structure. Now you can use this. So whenever you are calling this function, you are going to call this page, comma, the product name. That's it. Getting?
Okay. Yeah. So for product name also, do we need to mandatorily specify this product name as
No,
string?
so we are selecting the checkbox based on the product name.
Correct. We will provide the product name. So what happens
So
if we
if I don't specify the product name, like when how would you filter the row?
no, I'm asking about the data type.
Data type, see, whenever you are implementing the function, here in the TypeScript, you should specify the data type also. The product name is what? Tablet or smartwatch or laptop. So all these things and all, it is in the form of string format. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's why whenever you are implementing this function, the product name must be like what type you need to specify. See, if you don't specify it, immediately parameter product name implicitly has any type. See, suppose if you don't specify the data type, by default it will consider there is a one special data type called any. Any means it can accept any kind of data type. In the TypeScript, there is a special data type called any. So see, like this, it will consider.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Normally, you have like number, string, boolean, like this. In TypeScript, apart from those data types, you have one more special data type called any. If you don't specify, by default, it will consider like this. Any. Any means it can accept any kind of thing. That is what it is a meaning. So whatever, whenever you are implementing any function in the parameters, you have to specify the data type. You have to specify the data type. So how do you specify the data type? Variable, colon, and then type. What type? It is string type that you need to specify it. Okay. So okay, we'll have this concept in the functions concept. So at what time you are going to provide the parameters, that we will discuss it. See, whenever you are implementing a function, at the time of providing the parameters, you should specify the parameters. I mean parameter, comma, the data type that you need to specify.
Okay, got it. And what happens if a table contains both the strings and number in case? Then how we need to specify? As this table contains only
See
string name.
here you are providing a product name. Based on this product name, I am selecting under. So that's why I'm filtering out.
Okay. No. My question is that suppose in the second row there is a like in the product name it contains 1, 2, 3. Let's say it is an example. So then
The product name,
it's 1, 2, 3 numbers.
product one, product two, product three, like this you are saying.
Not like that. So it's a number only. Product name itself is number.
Okay, right, good.
Then here we have provided the string, but in the next row it is displayed as a like number. So then how it
Okay. So now in that case, there is one special data type called union type. See, this kind of concepts are there in the TypeScript. In normal C, C++, Java, you don't have this type of concept. So the product name, it can accept either string or number.
okay,
Getting?
got it. Now it's clear.
Right. It can either accept a string or number. Okay, there is special data type called union data type. So this way you are going to select the product sorry, you are selecting a checkbox based on the product. Okay. Okay. So next is we will do this pagination. Pagination means it's very simple. Already you get the data like cell by cell. Already you are getting cell by cell. And by default, it is pointing to the page number 1. And you get these 5 records. Now what I want, I need to switch to the second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. Right? So how do you get? By default, it is focusing on the page number 1. You are getting it. The same way you need to take it for second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. What you need to do? Simple way is, first you need to identify this page list. How many number of pages are there? First, let me explain the logic. How do you do that? Pagination. Already you are in the first page. You are on first page. And you are getting the data. Now, if I want to select second, third, fourth, fifth like this, first you need to identify. First, you need to identify number of pages. Number of pages means here you have page list. First, you need to identify the number of pages. See, go and select it. See, this is UL. That means each and every page is one LI. Each and every page is one LI. Okay. So inside LI, A. That means each and every page is one link. Each and every page is one link. So first what you need to do is dollar this pagination and then A. So totally 4 pages are there. Totally 4 pages. Okay. So this is the locator of this page list. By default, it is pointing to the first page. Okay, we are not going to worry about it. So I need to switch to the second. When? So here you are writing it. See, first is you are writing like this. Page is equal to, first starting is, since it is array, right? You are getting the number of pages. You are writing like this. You are writing like this. How? Page dot locator pagination you are writing like this, and then dot all. Okay, here you are writing like this. So let pages. Okay, so here you are getting all the list of pages. So now I am writing one for loop. Page is equal to 0 first starting, because it returns array, right? Array index starts with 0, that's why page is equal to 0. Page is less than pages dot length, and then page plus plus. That's it. So when I say page is equal to 0 means it is pointing to the first page. So inside the first page, you are going to read the data like cell by cell. You are going to read the data like cell by cell. But what I want, if I want to click on the second, you need to write one more condition. What is that condition? If page is greater than 0, that means if page number is greater than 1, then only I need to click on it. Then only I need to click on this. You need to click on it. So here, what will you write? Page dot, already you are getting, right, pages. Already you are getting pages, right? So pages dot nth of page dot, that's it. So if page is greater than 0 means if page is equal to 1, then it is going to click on the corresponding page number. That means it is going to click on the second. After clicking on the second, then as usually you are going to read the data. Reading the data like cell by cell, that is common. But only thing is you need to move. Only you need to move. After completion of the second, then you need to move to third, fourth, fifth, like this. Right? Now see, you are selecting the, so you are printing all items from all pages in pagination table. Okay, so first you are opening, see, identifying the table, identifying rows and columns. Actually, columns are not required, so you can use like this. Columns are not required. So table dot located t body tr. Okay, now see here extra, what you are doing? Extra, what you are doing? You are using page dot locator. Here you are getting pages. Okay, I did not use all method. I'm using only page dot locator, pages, and pages dot count. Here what I mentioned? Here I have mentioned all method. So this all method, it is going to return array of pages. But here I'm using count method. Okay, so pages, total number of pages I have stored under the variable. So you know that the total number of pages you will get 400. So all these things handle, you know it. So here I'm starting p is equal to 0. That means page is equal to 0. P is less than total pages, p plus plus. So here I mentioned page is equal to 0, page less than page dot length, and then p plus plus. Both are same. Okay. Here I have stored in the variable called total pages. Okay. So see here, this is a function. Pages dot nth of p dot click. That's it. Why I have written this p is greater than 0? Because by default it is pointing to the page number 1. I need not to specify separately. If page number is greater than 1, then click on it. So for that reason, I have mentioned this condition. Okay. Whenever this condition meet, it is clicking on it. And then after that, as usual, after that, getting rows and columns, this is as usual. Okay. In the earlier program, I have used normal for loop, but here I have used normal for loop, normal syntax, normal for loop. So I is equal to 0, I is less than row count, I plus plus. And here rows dot nth of I to point out a particular row. You need to point out a particular row, you need to use this rows dot nth of I. Okay, so here you are pointing. Then next, as usually, row dot located TD. I am getting all cells under. I am getting all the cell text. These things are not as usual. Okay, but here I am using normal for loop. Earlier we have used the for loop. The for loop syntax is very simple when comparing with this normal for loop. Okay. Now see. So first it is second, third, fourth, fourth. So here I am getting all the 20 records. I think on each page 5 records. The totally it is 20 records. I'm not doing extra things. I'm doing only extra thing is just identify the number of pages and writing one more condition. That's it. Other than that, the remaining things and all, everything is the same. Okay. Any doubts?
Like if I want to click on randomly on page number 3, or when I'm on page number 4, if I want to go to the previous page, then how to do that?
I can write the program, but think about it and tell me. I can select the page number randomly. We already discussed how do you get the random number.
Random math function.
Math.random. Yes. That random number you will get like 0 to 1 in between. But now here you should get in between 1 to 4. If you want to get 1 to 4 means whatever you are writing like math.random into total number of pages. Before that, you have to use either math.floor or math.ceil, something like this. You have to use it. Then you will get that random number, and based on that, you can select. So that time you need not to use this condition. So directly you can use this function, and there you are providing that whatever you are getting the random number, you need to provide here. Then after that, as usual.
Okay, I will try.
Okay, so this is about a web table. So now what I'll do is like this today's session and then yesterday's sessions, I'll combine into one video and then I'll try to upload in the YouTube.